Hey everyone, this is Tuan. Today I wanted to talk about college majors. My first 3 years at Berkeley was just me freaking out about what major I wanted, and yeah, it was just not a great experience. I'm a super senior now, so I definitely think I have like a better outlook on it. So hopefully this video will be helpful in helping you decide your potential major. So I came into Berkeley thinking I wanted to be a math major, and that was only because 1, I was good at math, and 2, I like being told that I was good at math. Wow, that was a very Asian sentence to say. So I think sophomore and junior year is a time when the typical confusion sets in. So for me, I realized that I don't really like math, I don't really like the classes, I don't really like the department at Berkeley. The other math majors talked about math. It was like it's an art, that it's so beautiful and so interesting and just like full of life. Yeah, I never felt that way about math. I mean, I'm a ballet dancer, I play music, like I actually practice in art. And math is not art, yo! So the end of sophomore year is usually when people declare a major, if not way before then. I am seeing people declare their majors and posting it as like a life event on Facebook. I was feeling so insecure because it seems like even though people were confused, at least like they have a general direction of where to direct their confusion. But for me, I had no direction. I was going in like 3 different directions. At the end of the day, I felt like I made no progress, and I just kind of ended up where I was when I started, just as confused, if not even more confused now. I became obsessed with trying to find the perfect major. I remember spending so much time on the Berkeley website just looking through every single major, and there's a lot of majors. Berkeley's a big school, guys. I remember making so many Excel sheets with potential majors because I was thinking, oh, if I did major A, this is what the courses for the next X years would look like. Major B, major C, major A and B, major C and D, major K, major L. It was just, I was all over the place. I had a lot of Excel sheets going on. Junior year was when I started really freaking out about majors because at this point, time is ticking. There is a restriction that after you've taken a certain amount of courses or a certain amount of credits/units, you must declare a major. And if you don't declare, then you cannot declare, period. Yeah, Tuan was freaking out quite a bit. And eventually I settled on economics. The long story short is that economics was the only major that had flexible courses that did not conflict with my ballet schedule at that time. I'm a super senior now, and I'm working a lot on iOS development, so I'm creating my own app. I finished creating an app last year, and I'm creating a new app right now, and then I'm starting web development. So yeah, what I do now really has nothing to do with my major, and that doesn't really bother me. I feel really zen. I'm still pretty glad that I chose economics. Like, it was such an interesting and cool major, but probably would have been just as happy with any major, to be honest. I've realized that majors only have as much weight as you believe it has. With a few exceptions of maybe STEM majors and a few technical majors, I do believe that at the end of the day, your major really doesn't matter much. How you spend your time and your energy matters a lot more. I do definitely regret putting so much energy or anxious energy into choosing a major. I think I could have directed that energy towards something else that would have made me a lot happier. Now I truly believe that college is a time for self-development, for you to just really figure out who you are, what you like and what you value. This is a time where you're giving a ton of options, you're exposed to more than you ever have before, so it's a great time to be browsing. And I honestly wish I would have enjoyed the process a little bit more, because in the back of my mind I was always so anxious and stressed out about, is this the right major for me? Do I like this? Do I like it enough to major in it? So this is the way I wish I would have approached choosing majors. Options are great, but there definitely gets to be a point when you have so many options that you were overwhelmed with information. And at that point, exploring more options is counterproductive for you. I realized there was a lot of majors that I had no idea what they truly meant or what they really entailed. In the beginning, spend an appropriate time browsing through the majors. You do need to browse, but there's a sweet spot in the whole process. The next tip I have is don't stress out so much over finding the perfect major. I do believe that majors just teach you how to learn, and I'm glad I took economics because the way you have to learn to be good at economics is very interesting, and it just wasn't what I was naturally used to. Majoring in economics gave me an opportunity to learn in a new way, to meet new people that I probably wouldn't have met otherwise, and to just explore a topic that I probably would not have chosen to explore myself, really. And here are the tips I have for folks who are struggling to decide on a major. So the first thing I would consider is, what are you naturally inclined to? Or what do you naturally like? For me, I always knew that I was a people person and I love businessy and entrepreneurship. Figure out what you're naturally inclined to. I would recommend probably thinking about the things that you like doing when you were little. When I was younger, in Monopoly, I liked being the person that owned the bank. Like when kids were playing house and they were setting up families, I was always the business owner, which is the weirdest role to be playing. But yeah, that's what I really enjoyed. I like having like a shop and I like being in charge of these goods. So that's just what I was naturally inclined to as a kid, was that I liked setting up random businesses. I like having a leadership role and I just like being in charge of things. 2, what are your natural strengths? Naturally, I'm a very technical person. So math, CS, stats, those are things that I'm pretty good at. And I talk about natural strengths because I think a lot of people put a lot of weight on academic achievement. If you're naturally not an academic person, I don't see the point in stressing out over how well you're doing in school, because you can spend that time and energy playing to something that you're naturally good at. You can't shine at everything, and it's okay if you don't shine in school. Don't beat yourself over not being good enough at this thing, because even though you're not good at this thing, you're probably better at something else. And you got to figure out what that something else to and use it to your advantage. And 3, what are your values? The reason why I believe understanding your values is really important is because if you're doing something that aligns with your values, that's when you feel truly happy and truly fulfilled. And at the end of the day, I do believe that every single job is difficult. And if you're doing something that doesn't align with your values and makes you happy and fulfilled, life is going to be very, very hard for you. So I think that's all I have to share for now. I hope that was helpful in helping you decide what major you should go into, or maybe even what profession you want to be doing. Again, I think the 3 things I mentioned just now is not just helpful for you to find a major, but it's also going to be helpful when you're just navigating your own life, really. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye! If you want to be a doctor, obviously you can't be, you know, a dance major. If you're unhappy with what you're doing now, but you think there's delayed gratification, think about, 1, is my unhappiness now worth it? Maybe it is worth it, because yeah, it's a struggle, but you know, like, you'll make it through and you'll be fine. Or maybe it's too much and you really need to change now. And then the delayed gratification, I would consider if you're romanticizing it or not. Maybe your expectations don't align with reality. And if that's the case, then you're struggling now, thinking that you're going to get this payout, but maybe the payout doesn't really exist. It only exists in your mind. So I used to be a ballet dancer, and my eventual goal was to create a ballet studio for low-income kids. So that was like the ultimate big goal, is creating my ballet studio. And to do that, I had to be a very, very good dancer. And even though my life as a ballet dancer was very, very restrictive, I couldn't eat what I wanted to whenever I wanted to. I couldn't really see my friends. I really couldn't explore San Francisco or go out with anyone because I was just so busy training. That didn't really matter to me. I didn't think about that I was missing out on things, because in my head I had this ultimate goal in mind, and I knew this goal was going to make me happy, and I knew that this is what I wanted to do, and I loved it so much that suffering now, like, it was fine to me. It wasn't even a big deal.